You know, I can't help but feel like a lot of fans really do not like Mappa because yet again another Wit Studio news update with a brand new key visual showing us new illustrations of Eren Yeager, Ayumin Ailetor, Mikasa Ackerman, Levi Ackerman, Erwin Schmidt, and Hanji Zoe. And a lot of people in the quotes and the comment sections all assume the same thing. Are we going to get a new anime adaptation of Attack on Titan by Wit Studio? I'm starting to feel like deep down, a lot of people who watched the final season, despite enjoying it, deep down wanted Wit Studio to finish it. Because every time Wit Studio release an illustration, which is more than likely going to promote some sort of upcoming merch or cafe thing, people are always quick to go into the comments and the quotes to be like, Wit Studio are making something new, Wit Studio are going to remake Attack on Titan, Wit Studio, Wit Studio. As well as people using this to just hate on Mappa and Isayama, just being absolutely disgusting in the comment sections. But honestly, this really does show us how much Wit Studio was beloved by a lot of fans. I mean, it was the first studio to animate Attack on Titan, so the way the characters look and moved in the first 3 seasons is how a lot of people were used to Attack on Titan. Even me, when I do think of AOT, I do think of this art style by Wit Studio in the first 3 seasons, with the thick outlines and the white rim lighting. It was the iconic Attack on Titan look. But of course, Mappa did not adapt that style and went with their own style with desaturated colors, thin outlines, and an overall very gaunt look to the characters. Everyone in Mappa's version of Attack on Titan looked pale, stressed out, and depressed, which in my opinion, I still feel like it worked for the final season of Attack on Titan. The show's entire style and theme shift between seasons 3 and 4, and I feel like that was perfectly illustrated in the overall art and animation. I still think the first 2 episodes of Attack on Titan, the final season, are some of the best looking Attack on Titan episodes of all time. There was something about the way the characters were stylized in those first 2 episodes, and also that blurring effect that they had gave it that cinematic look and feel that I feel like Attack on Titan needed to elevate the visual storytelling. I won't lie, I was quite upset that they ditched the Gaussian blur style for the final season of Attack on Titan. By removing that blur, you were able to see more of the inconsistent art and animation. Well, that was mainly for part 1. For part 2, they actually improved it, and especially the final chapters. But I think that is the problem. I think a lot of fans just felt like Mappa's art style was very inconsistent throughout, whereas Wit Studio maintained a very consistent look and feel throughout. Yes, the outlines did get a little thinner over time, and the girls like Mikasa, Annie, and of course Historia and Ymir all lost their lip gloss in season 3, but it was still overall very consistent looking throughout. Now, does there exist a world where I would have wanted Wit Studio to continue AOT? It would have been kind of interesting to see what they would have done for the final season in their style, but I'm going to be honest with you guys, I am so used to seeing Mappa's art style for the final season that I cannot even possibly imagine what Wit Studio's version would have looked like. And there is no better confirmation to confirm that Wit Studio are no longer animating any more Attack on Titan content, as last month it was announced that Go-To animator Arafumi Imai will be doing the opening sequence for the new Attack on Titan video game at Mappa. So any new Attack on Titan animation that could potentially be revealed will now and forever be animated at Studio Mappa. And honestly, I think Mappa have really nailed their artistic look towards the finale. It was just on par with Wit Studio, if I'm going to be honest. And it has been almost 3 years since Attack on Titan ended, so who knows how much time and money and energy was poured into this opening sequence. This opening sequence could actually spark a slight revival for Attack on Titan and maybe get a lot of fans to want Mappa to continue making more Attack on Titan anime content, which I would love to see. But you know, the idea of a remake by another studio after another studio took on their work after that studio decided to ditch it could actually be seen as a little little disrespectful, as Mappa poured in so much time, love and energy into the final season and the final chapters. For that to only be remade by the previous studio that ditched it, I actually see a world where Mappa goes back and reanimates some moments from the previous parts of the final season over Wit Studio remaking the final season. I wouldn't actually mind that, to be honest. That would be pretty cool to see, right? And with Pony Cannon and Kodansha quickly releasing the Last Attack movie, you can clearly see that they slightly regretted not actually showing the final two parts into the movie theaters like the director Yuichiro Hayashi originally planned. Another reason as to why I don't think Wit Studio are going to remake the final season of Attack on Titan is, despite Wit Studio teasing all of these illustrations on their official platforms, one, they all end up being just promotion for upcoming merch or some cafe tea thing, and two, every illustration that we see is of the characters in the first 3 seasons. We have not ever seen an official Wit Studio character illustration of the characters in the final season. That has all been handled by Studio Mappa. So to all the negative people out there that do not like Mappa and want Wit Studio to go back and remake Attack on Titan, you guys are going to be in for a big disappointment, because I do not see that happening anytime soon in the future. But honestly, if we are going to ignore some of the toxic negative fans being very negative and disliking Mappa, the fans that still appreciated Mappa but love and prefer Wit Studio, I somewhat see where they're coming from. As when you go back and rewatch the first 3 seasons, some of these scenes look absolutely beautiful. The art, the animation, the consistency, the colors, the vibrancy, the solid artwork, it is all there. I don't think there was ever an episode of Attack on Titan during the Wit era that actually looked badly animated. There were probably 1 or 2 moments in season 3, but the dips in qualities were far less compared to Mappa. No offense Mappa, but there was dips in qualities in a lot of episodes in the final season. Nobody can deny that at all. But a lot of people have to think to themselves, is Wit Studio still the same Wit Studio from over 10 years ago? With all the AI controversy surrounding Wit Studio and fans being very lukewarm and divided on the One Piece Wit Studio remake, I wonder if the same artists and animators who worked at Wit Studio 10, 11, 12 years ago are still there today, and if they can actually make something like Attack on Titan seasons 1 to 3. I mean, the fact that they had to give up Attack on Titan and give it to another studio pretty much confirms that they were just overworked with other projects. Wit Studio CEO George Wilder pretty much confirming all of this in an interview some time ago. But you know what? I could actually be wrong. Maybe on Thursday the 20th of August we are going to get an unexpected new announcement in regards to an Attack on Titan anime. Maybe Wit Studio do want to go back and make Attack on Titan content, but who knows, we just got to wait and see. Tell me in the comments down below, what do you guys think about all of this? Do you think Wit Studio are teasing a new project for an Attack on Titan anime thing, or do you think it's going to be more promotion stuff? Like this video, subscribe for more Attack on Titan videos, as well as other anime news updates, reviews, comparisons, breakdowns, rankings and more. Thank you for watching. The Second Boy Dude signing out.